I'm here at the Tribeca Cinemas. I'm with Nollywood NYC, and we're about to see the premiere of Toby. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So how was it projecting different emotions from all the characters of the movie?
That's a pretty tough question,
It
but
is.
it involved a lot of work, and we had to draw from stories that we have from back home and try to put it with stories from here. Basically, the movie is about kids that were born here and the struggles that African parents go through in trying to, raise them up in a different culture. So that's exactly what we're trying to show here.
Wow, so that's very relatable. So this movie is very relatable. So how did you choose the characters, and how did you choose the characters for the movie? Like, what were you looking for as far as faces and?
Well, we were looking for people who fit different roles, and the casting, I wasn't really part of it. I think you would have to ask the director.
Oh.
Yeah, we had a casting crew that did that, so I was mostly part of the production as the producer. So I wouldn't want to give you fictitious answers, so I don't really know what was done in that part.
Oh, okay. What is your name?
Mark Williams.
And the role you played in the movie was?
I actually played the lead role of the character Toby.
And how was it displaying a lot of the feelings during the movie? Like, how did you channel that emotion on camera?
It wasn't really hard because the character of Toby that I play was not really too far-fetched from who I am in real life. So it was pretty easy. I mean, some of the things that he's been through were similar to things that I've been through in my life. Of course, I didn't really kill anybody in real life or anything like that. But, just growing up as a teenager and trying to figure out things and trying to figure out what you want to do with your life is always something that is difficult for everybody growing up. And, it really wasn't that hard to channel into it. It was just, a matter of just saying action, and I just went right into it.
I mean, I really want to ask, like, are you really excited? Like, this is the premiere of the movie that you're, like, starring in as the lead role?
I'm very, very excited, actually, because before this, I've done, like, minor things, but this is my first lead role in an actual full-length feature film. So I'm really, really excited. I really can't even explain it. It's kind of weird actually seeing everything set up like this and knowing that, this is all because of me. But I'm really, really thankful. It's been a long time coming, a lot of auditions, and, finally I nailed something, and there's nowhere to go but up from here.
Hi, and what is your name?
I'm Ray Reynolds.
And how was it playing in the movie Toby?
It was great. It was a great experience right from day one.
And the character you played, what was the character's name?
I played the judge.
You played the judge, and how was it portraying different emotions as far as being the judge? I know you have to show authority.
Well, I had to show authority, but it was a lot of very emotional scenes. So the judge had to really show that he was attentive and empathizing, but laying down the law and understanding the law. So it was challenging. It was it was a long day, but it was a lot of fun.
That's good. How are you, and what is your name?
My name is Oliver Mbamara.
And what is your profession? Like, what do you do?
I'm an attorney and also a filmmaker.
Okay, so you're a filmmaker, so you know basically how the film business works?
Sort of.
Okay, and can you tell me a little bit about Nollywood NYC?
Nollywood NYC. Nollywood NYC is one of the prominent organizations in USA that is helping to promote the affairs of Nollywood. And of course, we know what Nollywood is, which is the fast-growing film industry out of Nigeria.
And are you really, really excited about that?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm excited and proud of it, and the sky is the limit of whatever is growing out of that industry at this point. Yeah.
So, like, in Nollywood, like, what are you guys looking for as far as, actresses and actors? Like, what are you guys looking for in people in order to star in movies from Nollywood?
Well, definitely, we're looking for talent, commitment, and professionalism, which is you got to have the talent, but you also have to be able to commit that talent. And in that effort, you also have to be professional about how you go about doing that. So these are things we are looking for. There are other things here and there, but these are the basic things. You got to be talented. You got to be committed to be able to express your talent the way the producer or the filmmaker will direct you. And at the same time, you have to show some class and professionalism in the way you carry yourself, in the way you interact, and in the way you do what you have to do in the industry.
Okay, and I wanted to ask you, like, is it easy? Is it a difficult job directing these movies? And how is it? Like, how do you go about doing it?
It's fun. I gotta tell you, it's fun, but it gets tough sometimes. But the fact that it's fun, the fact that you like what you're doing, pulls you through. It's something that is once you love to do it, you're always gonna be doing well, and your talent is gonna be guiding you as much as your passion. So I love it. It's challenging, but I will take the challenge anytime. Yes.
Okay, and don't you have a movie coming up that you just recently did?
Oh yes. Actually,
Are you excited about
Oh
that?
yes, of course. Yes, we have we did a premiere of a movie called On the Run Again last week. It's coming out this week, and we also have a premiere of another movie called Return of Spade coming up next week. And I'm proud to be of both works, and look out for it. It's gonna be out there, and we're gonna keep doing what we have to do to put Nollywood up there.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Abby Ashola. I am the host of Culture Shock Nigerians in America. It's a radio show that airs in Nigeria, and we cover life for Nigerians in America, what life is like for us here.
What do you know about Nollywood?
I'm sorry?
How do you know about Nollywood?
Oh, I love Nollywood. My family's Nigerian. I was born and raised in Miami, so watching Nollywood films, it's almost like having a little taste of what it feels like to live in Nigeria, because I did live in Nigeria briefly, so I love Nollywood for that reason, and I like the fact that it's growing.
Have you been act before?
Acting? No, I've never acted. I'm a journalist, so I'm on the other side of things, I guess. I cover the actors, so yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you? And what is your name?
Hi, my name is Anda. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too. And you're attending TOBI. Are you kind of excited about it, or?
I am. Actually, I've had many invites to attend some of the films that are featured in the city from African films, so this is my first one attending.
And what are you looking for as far, like, in the movie? Are you looking for emotion? Like, what type of movies do you like? So.
You know what? I like things that have twists. So, no expectations. I'm looking to be entertained, and I'm actually proud to look forward to something that's African made.
Yeah, and I love your British accent. I really like.
Not British, not British.
Well,
South African.
South African. Okay.
Yeah, South African.
All right, sounds nice.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? And what is your name?
My name is TOBI Tribeca.
And what is your profession, job?
I am the executive producer of the Nigerian Entertainment Award here in New York.
So that's pretty exciting. So what actually do you do? Like, what are the core things that you do?
Pretty much our role is to try to understand who is doing great work in the industry. And annually we have a core of judging panel that pretty much identifies the talent in the industry. And pretty much we gather that nomination together and pretty much share that with the community to vote, and pretty much select who are the best talent in each of the different categories that we have.
And it has to be difficult because don't they come out with so much movies, like, over the course of a year? And is it over the course of a year? Like,
yes.
What?
Yes, I mean, it's usually within the span of a year. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of movie that comes out, and it's always very difficult to choose within them. But what we do is we have criteria that we use to identify the top movies, and it's usually through the performance of the actor or the actress in the movie, and also the production, the finished product. A lot of people don't really market their movies very well, so there's always a challenge of knowing which great movies are out there without really good marketing. So those are the three things we look at. We look at the talent, we look at the production, and we look at the marketing of these movies to help us.
So you have a pretty exciting job. Like, you basically, you look for the actor or the actress, and you basically you give them an award for their achievements. So is that exciting to you?
It's not that much exciting. I think it's very challenging because you get a lot of talent that could have made it to the list, but they didn't, just because you have that much. You only have 5 or 6 individuals per category, so some people will be left out, unfortunately. And that's nothing against them. Not that they're not talented, but it's just that we only have 5, slots to go. And again, there's enough talent in the industry, and this is by no means saying that these are the people who are talented. It's just a way of saying these are the people that the judges feel like should get this award this year, and it could be next year for some artists as well. So I think it's a very demanding and challenging role, because we have to deal with the politics that go with it, and also the anger of some of the talent that feel that they deserve to be on it. So it's not fun, but the only fun part of it is when we actually put the show together on the night of when you see everything come together. That's the fun part of the whole process.
Okay, and you know where this event will be held and when?
Yes, this year's event, the 6th annual show, is going to be held September 2nd to the 5th here in New York City at the Symphony Space up in Manhattan, and it's going to be a great show. We're going to be announcing some of the key people who are going to be part of the show, like the host, the actors, the actresses, and all the musicians that will be in town. So if anybody's in town, or actually if you're not in town, try to be there. It's going to be a great show. Every year we put on together a good show, and you can check out our website, www.nigeriaentwawards.com, and you can get a lot of information about the show on the website.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Hi, how are you? So what is your name?
My name is Chisomoz Lee.
And what role did you play in the movie Toby?
I played the mother of the 2 teenagers and the wife of the guy that played the fan.
Okay, and was it fun? Because before you do anything, it has to be fun.
Well, yeah, it's fun and it's a different experience from what I've been doing. It's really great. I enjoy being part of the production, and actually, it's quite different from what I've been doing, because usually this sassy person and all that, but this one, a conservative, very docile wife and, mother. So I really, really like it. The experience is very great.
And I mean, how did you get into character mode as far as being the mother and, the different type of situations that play in the movie? Like, how did you get into that mode?
Well, it comes up naturally because I'm a mother, so it was easy for me to just go and fit into this character.
And are you excited? I mean, we're at the premiere of a movie you star in.
Why not? I'm very excited to be here. I'm part of it, being part of it with the production and everything. So I'm really glad that, the hard work, comes out to pay off.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Bethel Sogomo. You're welcome to the premiere of Toby.
Okay, so have you made a movie before?
Well, I directed this movie here, Toby, that you're about to watch. Oh yes, I've made a couple of movies. Actually, you'll probably see a trailer here tonight. It's a movie called Unguarded. Okay, I've also directed a movie called Tears of My Joy. I can't even remember the movies now. Tears of My Joy, Unguarded, which you would see, This America, On the Run Again. These are movies that I've directed and co-produced. So yeah, I've done quite a few things.
Okay, so how did you choose the characters?
Wow. Well, of course, there's audition. Right after the audition, you choose your characters right after that. So based on what they're able to do and what you see about their physique and their demeanor and how they talk, that's how you determine your characters.
How long did it take to do?
It all depends on from when. If you're talking about from when the script was conceptualized, probably a year. Yeah, the whole thing took about a year, right?
What was the difficulty?
Well, difficulties, just the regular difficulties Nollywood movies face in diaspora, limited resources and all. But despite all, we're still able to do it. Right.
What kind of movie would you like to make next?
Every filmmaker would like to make a movie that will end up in Hollywood, But Nollywood is our market, and we're trying to build it to a level where people would enjoy it, without thinking of going to Hollywood, So it's a genre, it's a market that we're trying to create.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and come on in. Let's go watch the movie.
Oh, sure. Hi, my name is Yukari from Nollywood NYC. What's your name?
My name is Shalik Desruso.
Okay, so is it your first time to be interviewed?
I mean, yeah, it's my first time to be interviewed. Yeah, so I'm pretty like excited and nervous at the same time.
So what do you do?
What do? I mean, I'm an aspiring actress. I want to act. I've done previous work. I mean, I went to school, like I dance, so I hit a big like range in performing arts. I'm a born performer. That's what I want to do.
How do you know about Nollywood NYC?
How do I know about Nollywood NYC? I mean, I'm Nigerian myself, and I'm West Indian, so like. And I found out about it like on YouTube and stuff like that. And plus, me and my mother, we watch these movies. So I mean, it's pretty close to home.
Did you watch Mari Parabar?
Oh no, I haven't watched that, but I will, because you started.
Please watch. Yeah. What's your name?
Hi, Neef Israel, and I played Mark in the piece. Mark, yeah. He's like whatever. He's like a kid they're on the basketball court or whatever, right? And Mark comes up and he's playing basketball with his brother, and he says like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He trips Toby's brother in the making of Toby. He trips him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. But Toby, he's this gangster guy, so he gets real gangster, and he says, "I'm gonna get you," and he runs down and tries to hit him, but Mark hits him first, and then later on, there's a whole another scenario where Mark gets really traumatically hurt or whatever, and it's a real bingo with Mark, you know what I mean?
What was the difficulty you faced in the movie?
Say it again. Oh yeah, I played Mark, and I've done a couple other parts. I've been on Law & Order SVU where I played the kid, man number one, and I'm like, hey, I ain't finished yet, and I just left the Newlywed Game with Sherry Shepard or whatever, and I'm currently working on the off-Broadway called I Kiss, I Know I'm Somebody, and I play a funny, quirky reverend. It's written by Sheba Jordan, and it's called I Know I'm Somebody, and it comes with the Producers Club. And I play this funny reverend or whatever, and he's kind of cool, you know what I mean? And he makes the audience laugh. But the making of Toby was a great project. Mark was he's a small character, but kind of significant, you know what I mean?
What do you do?
So I'm basically an actor. This is what I do. This is how I live. This is how I make my living. If I'm not having like a principal role, I do a lot of extra work. And again, that's Neef Israel. Neef Israel.
Thank you very much, Neef.
All right, you're welcome. You have a great day.
Good evening. Welcome tonight. Thank you for taking time out on your Saturday to show up. My name is Oju from Nollywood NYC, one of the sponsors for this event tonight. Let me introduce the MC. He's going to take from here. Thank you. You can clap.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ako Amuta. I'm here to host the premiere of Toby, and it's quite nice to have you all here. We would like to acknowledge E-Mani Studios, Nollywood NYC, the sponsor of the after party, for those of you who will be there, and also African Movies. And before we go further, I would also like to mention that Toby is a labor of love that has actually taken a year, to be exact. Today is the 28th, right? You guys can speak, I'm not the only one. Thank you. I'd like to get the audience involved. It's quite nice to have you involved. At some point, we're going to have the director over here to give you a brief synopsis of the movie, because if you let me, I could tell you how the movie ends. Do you want to know? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, and at some point, the director should be somewhere here. I don't see him in the crowd. I don't see him. Are you there? Okay, woo, look at it, handsome guy. Okay, all right. He's gonna run out here real soon. He's fit. It helps when you direct movies. You have to stay up long hours, 18 hours on set, maybe 24. That long, I believe. 24 hours. No? You can say something, director. You know yourself? Yes. Thank you. Okay, so it's quite nice to have you all here. It's Memorial Weekend, and we're quite happy to have you. So I would like to introduce the director of Toby, Mr. Bethels Agomo. He's running.
Wow, it's a very beautiful faces. He's two tall people. That's why they put this up here. So I'm not gonna use this.
back to sender. Anyway, it's a pleasure to have you here tonight. And Toby, by the way, is a movie after my heart. When Emmanuel called me up to take a look at the script, I fell in love with it the first day. Because sometimes when I have a teenage child in this country, especially for an African parent, it's a hassle, it's a tussle, because the children are torn in between two cultures. So I'm not going to tell you the story of Toby. I would let you watch it. And then at the end of the day, we'll have questions and answers. And sorry to disappoint you. He thought I was going to tell you the story. I'm not going to do that. Watch the movie, and then we can talk after the movie. Thank you.
Should be fine. Well, did you enjoy the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't in the movie. Just, the director and the producers are going to be up here soon to take your accolades, your applause. But it's quite nice to know that you had a good time, right? Okay. So I would like to have the director up here, Mr. Bethel Zagumo. Can you give him a round of applause?
Yes, sir. This is the only time I get a clap. After that, the actors are the famous ones. Nobody gets to know about the directors. Did you enjoy the movie?
Yes.
I told you it was a movie after my heart.
Mine too.
The story really goes into the hearts of every parent that has teenage children. And the conflict between Mr. Majid and his wife is that conflict that every parent goes through. Father loves for a different way. You know, fathers love a different way, mothers love a different way. And of course, the court loves a different way. So, we have the privilege of having some members of the cast here. You know, first of all, let me bring here Mark Laverne. That's the guy that played Toby. I'll tell you a little bit about Mark. We don't have enough time here. During the audition, you know, Mark walks in and I told him to read the script. He reads 2 lines and says, sit down. And that was the end of the casting for him. So Mark is a very good actor. And Nollywood in Diaspora, it's a new name that we've just carved out. That's when Africans make films in the US. We call it Nollywood in Diaspora now. You know, Mark, take a bow. So I would also like to bring to this podium another great actor. He doesn't really need too much introduction. He's been in a lot of Hollywood movies and Nollywood movies. And ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure not to welcome, but to work with Chet Anigwe. And that's Mr. Majid. The question I always ask is, how far would a father go to protect his son? Which love is better? The tough love or the soft love? And Mr. Majid here, Chet, by the way, it was easy for him to pick up the script and interpret. When Manny gave the script to us, and I called Chet, I think the first person I called was Chisom. You'll get to meet Chisom just shortly. And we got Chet involved, and Chet looked at the script and said, Bethels, I think we'll have something here. And what you just watched is the end of that call. Chet, anyway, Mr. Majid. It's also my pleasure to bring up here a lady who's really done so much for Nollywood. She's going places. She's a producer. She's a writer. She's actually the co-screenwriter of this film. Chisom Ozzy Lee. This is Mrs. Majid. And I'm sure you've seen.
Pull your pants up.
Exactly. Put your pants up.
Put your pants up, my friend.
You've seen a couple of trailers here with Chisom and Chet. One of the ones that you saw was called Unguarded. It's a movie that's coming out very soon. I think the premiere of Unguarded is in July, right?
23rd.
July 23rd. And we hope to see you there as well. I have a lot of the members of the cast here. Either they're hiding or I didn't see them when they walked in. Of course, yes, my lawyer.
Joe.
Joe! My God. I'll tell you just one thing about Joe. During the casting, we were looking for a lawyer, and we did get a few people that were a little older than Joe. And I said, well, what's the best person to play a lawyer that can actually convince a jury that this guy is guilty? It would have to be a younger lawyer, maybe not an older lawyer. And he was able to convince us that he could actually pull that off. And what you saw, was he good? Yeah. Dele, and that's his brother in the film, is not here today. I think he's at another premiere or so, somewhere in California, I was told. And someone has raising his hand. Okay. Are there other members of the cast here? Because I know there are members of the jury that were here.
Ray, the judge.
Where is he?
See, he's hiding right there in the bright white jacket. He's trying to hide.
Ray! Come on down here. Oh, well, this is Ray, and of course, this is the judge. He doesn't need that. Well, the film world is a funny world. Does he look younger than the judge? Exactly, and it worked on the film. Any other member of the cast that's hiding? You know, usually when we go through a premiere, it's also very, very important that we introduce other actors, producers who make things happen in Nollywood. By Tuesday, we're releasing a film called On the Run Again. And by Saturday, there's a film that's going to be premiered. It's called Return of Spade. You saw the preview here. It's my pleasure to bring up here a colleague, a brother, a friend, Oliver Mbamara, who is one of the great actors that's making things happen in Nollywood. Hopefully I don't forget anybody very important. Everyone here is very important, you know. And finally, let me bring the man who made all this happen. One of the youngest producers in Nollywood. If I tell how much money he chucked out of his pocket. At a point he started crying to me. I said, don't cry, come on. You're going to be making the money, not me. It's my pleasure to bring up here Emmanuel. I call him the prodigal. You would have to pay me to tell you why he's called the prodigal. I'll tell you a little thing about Emmanuel. You know, sometimes you meet certain young men and you can tell right away that their head is sitting squarely on their shoulder. And Emmanuel is one of those young men that has his head sitting squarely on his shoulder. And when he approached me and said, "Boss, I want to make a film," I said, "You're the smoky boo." You know, I said, "This boy the smoke ganja. Do you know what it takes to make a film?" He said, I'm serious. I said, okay, let me get a script. Before I got the script, he actually visited one of our sets. I think that's when we were shooting Unguarded.
Yeah.
He met me outside. He said, I don't think I can do this anymore. I said, too late now because the machine is already rolling. So I know you must have some questions. And I know the producer has a few things to say. But first, let's take your questions. And the producer can say some things. And of course, I'm sure some members of the cast has certain things to say as well. So we're waiting for questions.
Right there.
What about the gun on the seat of the victim's car?
You know, what do you do for a living? I'm sorry. You know, certain times you make a film and people pick up certain things that you intended to present. The character, okay, it's a good question. Why does he have a gun? Why was he sitting there? Young men can do darn things. We don't know why he had a gun. I don't know. You don't know. But he had a gun. But he got shot.
Smoking gun.
Smoking gun. Actually, that's the answer to the question. Why does he have a gun? Why does a young man carry a gun sitting down with him? Okay, and he got shot. Because he went for his gun before Toby pulled the trigger. Why did he go for his gun? It's a very good question. But it's a film.
Why was the detective there? Was the guy shot, about to sell, drug? Was he a drug dealer or something?
Actually, remember the detective said it was a drug tip-off.
Right.
So the detectives were there on the drug tip-off, but then that happened at the same time.
Why was there such a focus on Toby going to college as opposed to going to being a mechanic, being an artist, being something else, as opposed to going to college?
I wish you didn't ask that question. It's an excellent question. And I'm going to stand here and say that it doesn't have to be just going to college, but we just picked going to college. It could have been being a mechanic.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. In fact, I need help. I need help. That's the father, by the way, so let him answer the question.
If you think about a Nigerian family, mechanic is not in the question, no. Mechanic.
From Nigeria to America.
In fact, when I was young and I was going to secondary school, my mother actually pulled me aside when I was going to take common entrance, which is probably way before all of your time. And she said, if you fail, you will become a shit carrier and a truck pusher. If you want to be a truck pusher, fail that exam. I will kill you. Mechanic is not in the question. College, doctor, lawyer, engineer. Everything else, that's why. An African father, an African family, it's always college. College is absolutely the top thing, which actually shows in the film is that it's a bit narrow-minded, really. In the real world, there's so many great professions to be. I have a daughter that said she wanted to be a chef. My mother said, chef? Is that not just a cook that they pay more? So I'm open to it, and that's the whole point of the character. Mr. Majid was so narrow-minded in the old mindset of an African Nigerian family, and that's why college or nothing.
See why directing the film was quite easy for me? Because I had an ensemble of very talented people. Question?
After coming out of detention, after serving the time, Toby's hair was still uncut.
Okay.
So normally when you serve time, one of the first things I guess they do is shave your head.
Yes.
But remember, he was there. He was there for 5 years. They allowed it to grow.
Thank you.
towards the father. You were crying profusely. And what was going through your mind? Were you thinking that your wife was going to leave you?
You see this beautiful wife. Why wouldn't you cry? You cry. Well, actually, I think the character, Mr. Majid, is reliving the failures of his life. I mean, no matter what, there's a pride that didn't allow him to go to the court just to see his own son, his firstborn son in the orange. But after a while, you relive the failures and you realize that he's actually failed. He's failed his wife, he's failed his family. He's failed as a man, and that, in his quiet moment, that's what he's reliving. And that's, yeah. And of course, some small alcohol always assists, but more the loss of his son's innocence, and really the derailing of his family's life. Yeah.
Okay, we'll come to you right after him. Sorry, right after him, right. Thank you, sir.
My question is, how long does it take to shoot a movie like this? Like 2-hour movie, 1 hour?
Actually, Toby took us about a year.
Exactly.
Yes. Actually, this movie is 1 year today.
We started May 28th.
Yes, it's 1 year today, between pre-production and post-production. And then, of course, what you see today. So it's 1 year. Sir, you.
Being African, how did you write the script in such a way that Toby's father didn't knock him out?
Then what?
How did you write the script so that Toby's father didn't knock him out?
That's a very good question, but 911? That answers it. Well, we didn't want to put in any father son, fighting or violence in the film, so we wanted to make it more, a dialogue, sort of like a civility. You can talk to your kids without actually fighting, and sometimes if Juliet went to bed, maybe he would have hit him now. Did you see it? Go to bed, Exactly. So.
Let's take his question. I think you had a question.
Oh.
Yes.
What I'm saying is that the father don't have to blame himself, because the way I was raised, your father is the ultimate. Fathers don't cry.
Fathers cry in private.
Yes. That's
right. They do not show it. They go into their bedrooms and they wail. I cry in private.
Outside waiting to rob you.
What's the name? James Patrick Dean actually was going on vacation, so he actually took a flight yesterday. I believe it was to LA. I'm not really too sure. I spoke with him briefly the other day and asked him if he was going, and he told me he wasn't going to be able to make it. The other one, Cece, who I had the cigarette scene with, his name is Arturo Castro, who was a really, really great actor and inspired me a lot when we were on set. I actually didn't get the opportunity to talk to him, so I don't know where he was, but I assume that he had other things to do, as well as Jimmy, who played my brother, who was on another shoot today. So I wish everybody could be here. It was like a family on set, and it sucks that they're not here, but I know they're wishing everybody the best and they wish they could be here, so that's all that really matters.
Okay, I don't see any more hands. Oh. Whoa. Okay. Melissa didn't know what day. I'm sorry. She's blaming me for something here. No, why do you guys have to ask the hard questions? No, Melissa didn't know that he was coming out of jail on that day.
It'll be a surprise.
Exactly. Right there.
I just wanted to say, Aaron, I really enjoyed the acting ability, and I also appreciated the fact that how you're depicting the peer pressure and how much peer pressure is on our children today.
Right.
The fact that you did a very good job portraying it, you didn't seem as though you were in that scene, but were pulled down by your peers because you wanted to fit in.
Yes,
And I
exactly.
really appreciated that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The trailer was so quick at the end that I saw that there was a 5-year-old daughter. But what happens then, it was so fast, I didn't.
I think what it said was that he reconciled with his parents, reconciled with Melissa and the 5-year-old daughter, and ended up going to college. That's what it said.
As a parent, I appreciate there was no confrontation between Toby and his father. Because I wanted to shake Toby. It was very believable. But you just wanted to like grab him and hug him and make him not go.
You can. He's right here, so you can grab and hug him. I know someone had think her first, and then you.
I just wanted to comment on the mother, that she really played a very good It was so real that actually I could relate, I could relate her with my mother, because that's exactly how, my mom is too, some things that I do, she takes from my dad, and she's like doing the kind
I'll tell you one thing about Chisom. Every time I play with her, I say to her, "You've done it this time." Because for every role she plays, she finds a way to make you feel that's her best role. She's a great actress, very versatile. So let's just give it up.
This question is for the actors who played the mother and father, Toby's mother and father. As the mother confronted the father about not going to court, the audience, the women in the audience were cheering her on. So I'm wondering, as you listened, what did you think? What were you thinking as you heard them?
I still think the same thing I was thinking when I was talking to him, because actually we're supposed to stick together as family anytime we're in such difficulty. I didn't understand his point. I didn't understand why he was actually isolating himself from the court. So the only thing I could do was to just harass him. But obviously he didn't fall for that. So, we all feel the same as women. We want to be supported by our husband. So I think that's the reason why they were cheering.
I selfishly thought like the actor, and I was like, wow, they really believed it and they hate me. That's great! that's awesome. So I really was like, it's gratifying for an actor when people get so into it. You're an idiot, stupid. Yeah, that's great. That means you did your job. They bought your ticket. So I was actually kind of happy. I think there was a gentleman there. You didn't do your best. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We have a few other premieres, Boston and Houston. We'll be playing Toby in Boston and Houston. And do you have any Hollywood connection? Yeah. No, we have a few other places we'll be playing, and hopefully we'll be playing in Silverbird in Nigeria. Silverbird is one of the biggest theaters in Nigeria. I just came back from Nigeria, and positively we're thinking we'll be playing in Nigeria. And then after that, who knows, we may go into DVD. You had your hands up. You had a question? No. I actually am going to have to call Oliver to tell us what he thinks about the production.
You didn't tell me you were going to isolate me. But of course, you know what I think. We've talked about this before, and kudos. And Ima, you also know when Ima wanted to do the premiere, premiere, he did, talk to me about it, and I agreed that yes, it's going to be worthwhile having a premiere because the story is nice, and it would be good to have this type of conversation with the audience. It's always good to have a feel. It's a different thing when the movie goes in a theater and you're not there, or it's on DVD, people watch it and you're not there. And it's a different feel when you are there, see them react and say, you didn't do your best. So it's a nice job. Of course, you agree with me, it's a nice job. I have done a lot of work with Bettles. So I guess that's why I had to pull me to get my comment. But of course, I am happy with the job and I identify with it. And I thank you for coming and for supporting us because we have a lot of this type of stories to tell. Mainstream Hollywood may not be able to cover our unique immigrant situations. And this is one of those situations where you have someone in an environment, Mr. Majid and the wife, raising a kid who is growing up in the streets of an environment that is different from where Majid and wife were raised. So it's always a conflict of cultures that continues to go on, and we tell these stories, and maybe it enables people to begin to understand us and maybe tolerate us rather than hate us or condemn us for certain things that you may not appreciate. And kudos. Great. Thank you.
Well, in the absence of any more questions, I'd like to bring back my prodigy to say, do you still want to know why I call him the prodigy? I say you have to pay now.
How much? That's how we make money.
How much you get?
How much you want?
Policeman. Niger policeman. Let me bring him back so he can do the photo thanks.
Thank you. Where do I start? I'm happy it's over, but this is just... I just started, right? Thank you. I would like to thank everybody, the cast and the crew. They did a terrific job during production, my casting directors. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. I would like to thank Mr. Anthony Crankle. He's not here today. He gave us the courthouse for free. That's a big one. I'd like to thank... I'd like to thank in the audience Mr. and Mrs. Shokumbi. That was Toby's house, the location. Also, Mrs. Walters, the husband is not here. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank my friends who supported me throughout the production. I'd like to thank especially Bethos. This man is a genius. And for those of you who don't know, this is just the beginning. I'd like to thank Chisholm as well. When she read the script, she called me and said, "You're destroying Toby. Let's add a little bit of emotions. I want people to connect with him." And then we got back to work. She actually got back to work, and she wrote some scenes, and I read over it, and I said, "Oh, this is good." It was kind of one-sided. The story initially was more from my view, and then being the fact that she's experienced, she added a couple more things, and it brought a little bit more connection. I would like to thank the woman that rules my life, my mother. My mom was very, very nice to me throughout the production. She supported from day 1 to day 12. Mama, you can have a seat now. Don't worry, the paparazzi's are outside. I remember on day number 8, we were supposed the dining table scene. she cooked everything, and we didn't get to shoot the scene, and everybody ate the food. The next day, she made another food. We didn't get to shoot the scene. The food was gone. The third day, I'm not cooking anymore. But when we got to the house, the food was made, but it wasn't, she was tired, I understand. So I finished up the cooking. So when they got there, they said, it doesn't taste right. So what I did, I could tell you what I did. I just added a lot of pepper and salt, just spin it around. It's not like I'm lazy, but I'm a type of person when I'm under pressure, I don't know where it comes from. The energy just comes out. And I heard my mom say, I think day number 2, she was like, wow, I've never seen a manual work this hard. I didn't hear it. My friend, my best friend, Mr. Ako, actually told me. And, I just, snide at it. My girlfriend, where is she?
Hiding.
She was, round of applause. This is Oma, my girlfriend. She was very, very supportive throughout the process. The production, by the time I get home, food is ready. I'm tired, I eat, I sleep, wake up at 6 a.m. The days when I complained, she would just sit down and listen. I would talk about how much I've spent and how much I will never get back. And she would be like, it's okay, comforting words. And what she did this afternoon was very good. We're driving back from where we got the pastries, and she did like a Q&A section, and she said, baby, you're not ready. You better go back home and prep yourself, because all the questions, I wasn't answering them well. But overall, I'd like to thank everybody throughout the production. Toby, I want to say thank you very much to Toby and the mother. This man is not just an excellent actor. He's determined and dedicated. Let me tell you why I say that. The locations for this movie was in New Jersey and in New York. This guy drove from Connecticut 10 days. Sometimes we have to be on set at 7 a.m. in the morning. He would leave set at 12 midnight and be back at 7. That's following your dream. And he never complained, whatever the director wanted. There was a scene where, you see how well cut he is? He likes his size. He actually inspired me. You see that? Try to look like him now. But the dining table scene, we wanted him to shave it off, and he was so pissed off because he was looking real good that day. I don't know if he had a party. But the director was like, I'm in charge here. Get in there and cut your hair. And he did it. I loved his dedication and everything. If I'm forgetting anybody, all my mothers. I have a lot of mothers here. We're from Nigeria, and most of our mothers' friends, we call them mothers. And so the mothers here today, thank you very much. I hope you connect with the story. If I'm forgetting anybody, please don't shoot me when I get out. I love you all. Thank you very much.
Okay, so right after here is continuing at, what's the address? 222 Broadway?
225 West Broadway.
225 West Broadway. The place is called Barzino. And of course on Saturday at the Producers Club Theater on 34th Street, we're also premiering The Return of Spade. That's where you would see Oliver right there, jumping fences and shooting and all that. So let's see you there on Saturday, The Return of Spade on 34th Street. It's called the Producers Club Theater. I'd love to see you guys there. And thank you very much for coming. So let's meet at the 225 West Broadway, 2 blocks away, 225 West Broadway. So let's go there and continue with the quick Q&A. Guys, let's take a. Let's take a.
I really appreciate that.
Pictures? Yeah. Where's James? No
James.
James. Guys.
Okay, now.
The tall one stay in front. How come we have only one lady?
James.
What is it, a cast of men? I realize that. What is this here?
Somebody has to go there right away. What is it? I be chairman. I don't look here.
That's chairman with that. You got a vice chairman, you got a president.
Me? Yeah. Let's see. I gave
you chairman. You gave me job. You see? You know what he said? He did bomber job. He said he did bomber job. He can't equipment. It look cheap to you. It look cheap to you. So if you buy somebody house, they're like portable Kodak. So if you buy somebody house, you never know. Allow that thing.
Oh, that's beautiful. Really, I really impressed to see something like that. I really enjoyed the movie. And me and my wife was here, and I can tell you, we're waiting to see that movie soon.
What did you like most about it?
It was a direct implication of my life, what I'm going through now, even with my son. I was in tears. It was very touching, very moving, very realistic, happening in a lot of families, and I would recommend that anyone see it. It's an excellent movie. Well written, well acted, well directed.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, what did you think about the movie?
Oh, the movie is great. Oh, she's actually.
Oh, the movie is really great. Nice. Like, very, very interesting.
What is tell me one little special thing about it. Like, can you reminisce as a particular incident?
Well, actually, I just really think like the movie overall is really interesting. Yeah, it really did. At the end of the movie, it really did make me cry.
Very good. Ma'am, I know that you were the mother in the film, and what do you think about not just the film and your participation in the film, but also the screening?
Let me tell you, from the first time I read the script, I was thrilled. And up till now, I'm still thrilled at the outcome of this movie. Because first of all, it put me in a position where I could play a mother to two teenagers, something I never done before. And you know, like I usually will play the sassy, chisholm, chasing after guys and all that. Not in this one. This one I played wife and a good mother. And you know, it really brought out that motherhood in me. You know, it flows naturally because I'm a mother. So I really enjoyed that experience. Knowing that I work with people like Manny, Bethels, and Toby Mark William. He's such a good kid, and I really, really appreciate, you know, working with them.
Thank you very much. I think your performance was very, very good.
Thank you. People also came to tell me that they really cried because, you know, some of the parts that I did, that it felt so natural, so real, that some of them are even asking me, well, you know, is Toby my real son? We have that connection. We had the connection. So, yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Tell me about your experience in the movie.
Well, I thought the movie was a very great movie. A nice movie for Nollywood. I liked, my favorite actors were Chioma was it Chioma? Yeah. and Cheta. They're very good actors. And Toby, I must say, he's a fine guy. Yeah, but he was a good actor also. It was a nice movie.
Are you involved in Nollywood and acting at all?
No, I'm not, but I love Nollywood movies. I watch their movies all the time. Yeah, the one that came out over here with Amatola, I can't really remember the name. I'm not sure of the name right now, but that was a very good movie also. But yeah.
How about you?
Oh my God. Hi, what was the question?
What do you feel about the movie?
I actually like the movie. It's a very interesting movie. It's a great movie. How they started it, everything about it. I like the mom. She got me emotional. Seriously, she's like truly a mother. So she's like so supportive of him, of Toby, no matter what happened. And like everybody in the movie was great. I like everybody, and it's a great movie. And I'm a fan of Nollywood, and they should keep it up. They should keep it up. It's a good thing. Yeah.
And what about you? What do you do?
I'm a student. I go to King University. I live in Jersey. Yeah, and I'm going to be a final year student, graduating as a biotech major. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Good luck with you.
Thank you.
How about you?
Hi.
How'd you like the movie?
It was good.
Screening. What do you think about it?
I think it was really good.
What can you mention? Any incidents, any special situations?
Any excellent.
Any specific thing about the movie that you liked?
I mean, I really liked the actor Shaq. I think he did a really good job.
What do you do?
What do I do? I work for Verizon. I'm a technician. Boring job. Boring job. Yeah.
Do you know Louis Ru?
Who?
Louis.
No.
You don't know? I have a very technician for you.
Oh, okay. I work in Staten Island. Yeah. It was worth the trip coming here for the movie. I loved it. Very nice. Very nice.
Where do you live now?
Staten Island. Yeah.
Have you watched the Nollywood movie? Like Mani Paraba? Yes.
How many what?
Have you watched the Nollywood movie? Like Mani Paraba? No yet.
No, I've watched other Nigerian films.
Oh, Nigerian film.
Yeah. They were good. I know Valvika. I forget some of the other names, but I know some of the actors, and yeah, me and my girlfriend watched the films. They're all very good. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
My name is Benga. Benga.
So how did you like the screening?
Yeah, it was very good. Very good. Very nice. Good event. Yes.
Have you watched other Nollywood movies?
In the past, yes, I have. Yes.
How was those?
They were very good. Good movies. Powerful, entertainment, entertaining, everything. So, and
what did you like about this movie?
halfway through, so can't really give a much review or verdict until I watch it. But from the soundtrack, from the song and everything, seems to be a very good movie. And also hearing about the plot. Yes.